Hi everybody, welcome back. Now this video is going to be slightly different. We were going to be filming our holiday away this week. We are at Cirencester Park at the moment, the Caravan and Motorhome Club, and we've got lots of people here with us this week as well. We have Make Way with the Morleys, we have the guys from Make Camp, we have Caravan Gossip, we had Deb and Steve from In Pursuit of a Dream, we've got the Storwards as well, and there's a few other people that were turning up as well which you may not be aware of. Now the idea was we were going to be filming all week long, doing some vlogging, having lots of fun, doing some activities, you know, just generally catching up with each other. Sadly, events took a very different turn for us this week. We pitched up on Monday and we were the second people here, and we managed to meet up with Damien and Kelly Hollingbury, and we had a lovely day with them, and on Tuesday we had a lovely walk and a lovely morning with them as well. I wasn't going to start vlogging at that point. I was going to vlog when the majority of other people turned up so that we had some context in which to enjoy the videos. Sadly, Tuesday afternoon Chloe suffered a fairly horrendous accident and she managed to break, quite conveniently, her wrist in a couple of places. It was that bad that we had to visit hospital straight away, and then we were then sent on to another hospital, whereupon Chloe needed surgery on her wrist. So with that going on, the vlogging concept completely went out of the window, and I'll be honest with you, we didn't pick up the camera for the rest of the holiday. Today is the last evening of us being here, and tomorrow morning we pick up and we head off home. But I thought to myself, as I've been musing about this story and I've been discussing it with obviously our friends, that there is something that we should be aware of and something that we can all do, and that is know what to do in the event of an emergency. You see, for us, we could have been anywhere. We could have been on site miles away from home. The fact is we're not far away from home, so I know quite a lot of local area knowledge. But what if we were somewhere else that I have no local knowledge? What if we were on a CL site in the middle of Derbyshire, which I don't know the area very well? What if somebody in our family had an accident? What would I do? How would I contact the emergency services? How would I arrange dog care? So there's a number of steps which I've learned this week which I think are important for us all to know. So here are my top tips for things that you should do if there is an emergency. They're general tips because obviously the severity of the emergency dictates what you need to do. But here are some top tips so that you're ready in the event of something going terribly wrong. Step 1, know where you are. Have the postcode and the site telephone number easily to hand so that any member of the family can quickly get that information and make a phone call and have the information to hand straight away. Step 2, know where the local hospitals are, local surgeries or outpatients, etc. Be mindful of where that is. Site information documents like this are great for telling you what's out and about, but surprisingly this information pack does not include where the local hospitals are. It's worthwhile going to the information desk and having a look to see where the local hospitals are, but if that can't be found, there's some great apps available, for instance Around Me, that you can put in your location and you know where you are. The downside is you need to have a good data signal. So if you're in the middle of nowhere and you haven't got a good data signal, it's not likely you're going to be able to use it. So use the wardens as well. The wardens have particular local knowledge, and in fact that's my next step. Step 3. Use the site wardens. The wardens you see on many sites are trained in first aid, they have local knowledge and they're there to help you. So in the event of emergency, keep them informed of what's going on. It was also very important we kept our site wardens up to speed with what was going on because we had a dog and we needed to lock the dog in the caravan whilst we were away. So we gave our keys to the caravan to the warden so they were able to come in and check up on the dog just to make sure he was safe and okay, but also in case there is barking or if there's any issues and people complain about the caravan itself, then we know that there's a problem and they can deal with it and also let people know what's going on. So keep your site wardens up to speed. They're there to help you and they're there to make sure that your safety is paramount. Keeping your wardens up to speed with what's going on is also a great idea in case you need to have an ambulance visit you on site. If that is the case, the wardens need to be aware of this so that they can wave through the ambulance and also let the crew know where the pitch is. But on some sites it's quite complicated, so obviously keep your wardens up to speed with exactly what's going on. Even if you've called the emergency services yourself, please do keep the wardens up to speed with what's happening. That way they can assist in any emergency. And finally, my top tip is not to panic. You know, things go wrong, things happen, things don't go to plan. But as long as you have the information to hand, you know what you're going to do, you know what you need to do, then it's not so stressful. Obviously it's a hard time, it's a terrible time for everybody if there is an emergency, but at least you know what you can do and where you need to be. And that's our top tips. Now back to our emergency. Chloe did in fact break her wrist in 2 places, and she needed to go into the minor injuries unit where they gave her a temporary cast, and then we had to travel on to another bigger hospital. Upon which we then were booked into A&E, who agreed that she did need surgery, and we had to stay until the next morning where she was booked in and admitted in for surgery. She had surgery, it lasted for an hour and a bit. She stayed in until the early afternoon, and then she came home. And for an 11-year-old girl that's never broken a bone before, she was incredibly brave, and I'm very, very proud of her. She's delighted because she's now got a cast. She doesn't need to play the violin, and she gets out of playing PE at school as well. But generally she's been absolutely brilliant. A little bit of pain every now and again, but by and large she's been absolutely fantastic. So that's this video. Any thoughts or any comments or any steps that you think we should include as well? Maybe between us as a community we could come up with an action plan of everybody so that you know what you need to do when you go away and when there's an emergency. So that's it from us this week. Slightly downbeat, sorry about that. But hope this one has helped you and it's made you think and pondered some thought processes for when you're away. Until next week guys, we'll see you again soon. Bye now.